What is good, my fellow degenerates? We are back with Stream East. Let's go. This is long overdue. Let's try it out. Bear with me. It's my first time doing this, and I'm bound to mess it up. So let's see what happens here. We got UFC 322, which is down the street from me at MSG. Nosebleed seats are $800. Make it make sense. I saw UFC 281 with Pereira and Izzy for $300. So why would I pay $800 for this? I would never do that to myself. I love this layout because I can do this. Boom. In your face. We'll start with the card. Here we go. This is actually not the first fight. I don't know how to bring up two at once. So let's just say it out loud. Borshchev and Camilo. I'm barely going to break this down. Very short notice fight. Borshchev is washed. It's that simple. Camilo lost to Gabe Green, which is terrifying, by submission. Camilo was supposed to get the sub. How is he getting choked out? Only God himself knows. And Borshchev is absolutely horrible, and I can't back it anymore. I used to love watching him fight, love the dance at the end. Can't do it anymore, boys. It's over. So we're fading Borshchev at plus money. Let's get it. Fight number 2. No idea to say this first name. Susurkaev. We'll go with the last names. And McConico. As we know, Susurkaev is Dana White's new poster child, fought in the Contender Series, blah, blah, blah. We know this whole story. Week later, started doing the chicken dance in round 1. He started doing the stanky leg, which is my only fear in this fight, is that he gets a little too cocky, starts dancing around, doing the fucking thriller. But the good news is Eric McConico is god-awful. Only one in the UFC. He's had 2 fights. Took Cody Brunage to a decision. And it was split. Wasn't even unanimous. So for that reason, I can't do it. And Dana White's poster child has looked phenomenal recently. The only issue is a minus 1,000, and we can't bet on him getting a KO because he got a sub last time. That is the only issue. But age is crazy. 11 years age gap, 2 inches of reach, 2 inches of height. And, I'm expecting a round 1 finish. So depending on what those odds are, we'll check them out. If it's like a minus 400, minus 300, I'm probably just going to stay away from this fight. It's that simple. Maybe say a prayer, look for a prop, fight ends in KO. But like we just said, we got a sub his last fight. Cooked a lot of our parlays. I know we cooked mine for sure. So, I forgot you guys can see the screen. I'm just scrolling around yapping. We're going Susurkaev, round 1, KO submission, bet the house. If this goes a distance, he's banned for life. Next fight, Angela Hill, Fatima Kline. I used to love bet on Angela Hill, decision, split decision, anything. Anything Angela Hill with the word decision, I'm all about it. But she's definitely looked her age recently, unfortunately. 15 years age gap in this fight. 40 years of age for Hill, 25 for Fatima Kline. And I like Fatima Kline's game recently, guys. I think only 3 UFC fights. Yeah, 3 UFC fights. Went to the distance with my girl Jazz Davicius on short notice. That alone, I'm literally sold. If you can go the distance with Jazz Davicius short notice, I'm okay with that, even if you lose unanimous decision. The way she KO'd Daukaus was crazy. Who remembers that when Daukaus slapped her coach at the end of the fight? She got her pissed. KO round 2. KO round 3 against Martinez. I know people are talking shit about that, but I'm okay with that. As long as you get the finish, we're good. The issue is I don't know if she gets to finish this fight. Angela Hill is durable, is doggy. I don't think she stylistically is going to give Fatima Kline any problems. But does Fatima Kline get the finish? She's a minus 500 money line, so. And who's more lesbian? Fatima Kline. Lock it. We're going Fatima Kline. I like the minus 3.5. Her to win every single round. Maybe we can get that at like a minus 150. I'm cool with that. Pat Sabatini, Chefe Mariscal, next fight. These guys have fought before. If you didn't know that, I didn't either until 10 minutes ago. And I believe Chefe Mariscal won. You would think I know this before yapping. Let's find out together. outside the UFC and Victory Fighting Championship 2018. He got a split decision win over Pat Sabatini. That is scary. Has been years, though. It's been 8 years since they fought. Only 5 fights in the UFC for my guy Chefe Mariscal. Well-rounded fighter. Kind of a decision machine recently. I forgot he KO'd Jack Jenkins when Jenkins blew out his shoulder or something like that. That cooked my parlays. That was the same night Izzy lost to Sean Strickland. Definitely got cooked. Changed my whole betting life forever. Lost 500. But hey, Chefe Mariscal beat Damon Jackson. And guess who got chinned by Damon Jackson? You guessed it. Pat Sabatini in round 1. Out of his last 5 fights, those are his 2 KO losses, are somehow fucking Damon Jackson. And Diego Lopez round 1, it's going to happen to you. Diego Lopez is an absolute demon. But I like Pat Sabatini's winning against Joanderson Brito. That was good. I was definitely heavy on Brito in that fight. Definitely looked his best recently in that fight. And this should be a good one. I see it going the distance. A little bit of plus money for Chefe Mariscal according to ESPN, which is always wrong. This is a tough one. This is literally a coin flip. I kind of thought Chefe would be the favorite here. That's crazy. He probably isn't. ESPN's just dog shit. Man, we know Pat Sabatini's path to victory. Get it to the ground, lock in a sub. I doubt he's outstriking Chefe Mariscal. Not that Mariscal is some striking demon. But like I said, coin flip, guys. I'm going to go Chefe Mariscal decision. But you will definitely see me add Pat Sabatini on some parlays or just stay away from this overall. That might be the play here. Next fight, Kyle Daukaus. Can I make this bigger? Oh my God. I'm a tech wizard. Kyle Daukaus is back in the UFC after a KO round 1 over Michel Pereira. God, what is happening? And we got GM3, who I bet on against Mikhail and Jacek. Anyways, the odds are crazy. Minus 450 for Kyle Daukaus is absolutely wild, but it makes sense. I'm forever fading people that have mustaches. If you have a mustache, you're absolutely cooked. You're off my parlays. Dan Ige. Kyle Daukaus with the blonde hair, if that's what he's rocking now, I think he is, might be a cheat code. If you dye your hair blonde, automatic cheat code. Look at Dan Hooker, Oliveira. There was a girls fighter recently that did it. And now we got Kyle Daukaus in the blonde hair club. Man, people underestimate Kyle Daukaus' striking. That was a good time in my life when I was out to dinner with my friends. I was showing them how good Kevin Holland is when he was fighting Kyle Daukaus. He was getting pieced up by Kyle Daukaus. Someone investigate Kevin Holland. And GM3 got absolutely starched. Looked horrible against Mikhail and Jacek. How can I pick you? Ever. It's not even takedown or bust. You can't even get a takedown. I'm trying to be more respectful of these fighters, but it fucking blows my mind sometimes. Like, how does this guy have 57 pro MMA fights and no striking? In a mustache. I'm going Kyle Daukaus, guys, for the finish. Might even be round 1. I'm definitely adding that to some parlays. Get some plus money out of it. Minus 450 is crazy. But Kyle Daukaus, he's here to stay, boys. He's here to stay. I like what someone else said, too. When people re-sign people back in the UFC, it's for a reason. And they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and Kyle Daukaus is back. Lock. Honestly, one of the locks of the card. I'm not even joking. This one's tough to predict here. Malcolm Wellmaker, Cody Haddon. Honestly, not too familiar in Cody Haddon's whole game. I think he's had 1 UFC fight, so I'm allowed to not know who the fuck this guy is. Dan Argueta. Ooh, good job. And Malcolm Wellmaker. His family used to make wells, apparently, based off his last name, which means they are crafty vets. 3 inches of height for Wellmaker. Wow, I'm surprised he's 31. I thought Wellmaker was like 25. That's pretty nuts. But that doesn't mean shit in this fight. Both guys are in their prime, entering whatever. Cody Haddon's path to victory is not to strike with Wellmaker. Wellmaker's path to victory is to stuff takedowns and punch him in the face. I hate picking fights like this because that's literally all it comes down to. And I've been doing bad with these predictions. Usually the wrestler wins. I will say that. Minus 170 for Wellmaker. I don't know if that's true or not. I kind of heard he was an underdog. Maybe the odds flipped. Plus 140 for Haddon. 10-0 for Wellmaker, which means he could lose. He's undefeated. That is a curse. You know, neither guy's wins really impressed me. That's also another big issue. KO'd Chris Matinho. So did I. Be more respectful. I'm going Wellmaker. That's like the most casual pick ever. I'm going Wellmaker. In MSG, he's American. Whatever. Next fight. Erin Blanchfield. Tracy Cortez. She has her titties pierced. 13-2 for Blanchfield. 12-2 for Cortez. They fought before. Cortez won. Most rematches, the other person wins. That's what I'm starting to learn here. We're going Blanchfield. It's literally that easy. Although the judges do pick, if it goes the distance, they do pick whoever has the fattest ass, which will be Tracy Cortez. If she has her coochie pierced, God help me. Striking-wise, you got to go Cortez. But I do think Blanchfield is a different demon. I do think Blanchfield can get it to the ground, keep it there, style on her a little bit. She did that to Rose, even though Rose doesn't have the best. There you go, MMA math. Blanchfield beat Rose. Rose beat Tracy Cortez. Lock. Fought Manon Fiorot, great fighter. And Blanchfield didn't get knocked out in a 5-rounder. So is this, Talia Santos. She beat Talia Santos. Okay. She's a little baddie. Yeah, I'm going Blanchfield, guys. Uglier girl advantage. Again, the rematch. It's like statistically proven that if you rematch, you're going to win the fight again. So minus 250 for Blanchfield is kind of crazy, being that Tracy won the first time. But I think the odds makers see what I kind of see here. I think I told people on live stream I'm going Cortez. It's like, Cortez won. Oh, yeah, no, I said that. I'm shocked. That's why you don't smoke a doobie before you do this live stream. The only YouTuber that smokes a fat doobie and then records. We're going Blanchfield. Decision. Could she get a sub? Yes. Could she get a KO? Absolutely not. Roman Kopylov, Gregory Rodrigues, RoboCop is terrifying. This guy's an absolute monster. Literally no hair. He's more aerodynamic. Lock. The issue with RoboCop is he's chinny. He has the power. Kopylov has the speed. What are the odds here? Plus 150 for Kopylov, minus 180 for Gregory Rodrigues, the more aerodynamic fighter. Same age, too. You would have swore to God RoboCop's like 10 years older, but no. It always surprises me to see Kopylov at 185. I always think he should just be a 170er. I truly believe that. Skill for skill, I got to go Kopylov, but the power and size might be an issue for Kopylov. I swore to God he was a lock against Paul Acosta. The point spread, everything. I'm like, this is the easiest shit in the world. Same thing when I said that about Brandon Royval and Joshua Van. Picked Royval heavy, point spread, everything. Lost a lot. I didn't. I bet Schmeckles. Kopylov's last performance was just god awful. And RoboCop's was sick. It's literally that simple. But it scares me for that speed. I could see a head kick. Bink! Rodrigues is out. Rodrigues losing to Jared Cannonier. I'm like half okay with that. Damn, I picked RoboCop that fight. The Bruno Ferreira KO, that one kind of sits with me and doesn't sit well. That was a rough KO to watch for RoboCop. And we haven't seen Kopylov really get chinned, have we? He got subbed by Hernandez. I was on Hernandez. Let's fucking get it. He doesn't really get fucked up. He just gets submitted, which he could in this fight too, I guess, technically. Damn, that's a tough one. I feel like I'm just bad at picking Kopylov fights. You know, if I pick him, he's going to fucking lose. If I bet against him, he's going to win. So I might just throw you guys a bone here. I'm going to say RoboCop. Bet the house on Kopylov. I'm going RoboCop just for that forward trucking pressure, power hitter, more aerodynamic. It's that simple. If you're bald, you got speed, kid. Bo Nickel, Rodolfo Vieira. We are going. Bo Nickel. This should be relatively easy. Bo Nickel's wins are not impressive at all whatsoever. Went the distance of Paul Craig. Be nice. It's Rodolfo Vieira's loss to Petrosky that really, I don't like that. You should beat Petrosky, bro. Beat Vieira. Beat Petrosian by sub. That's interesting. But Petrosian kind of fell off. He was like, cool, psych, dunzo. Sub Brundage. Yeah, I just think Bo Nickel, he kind of has to put on a statement right here. You can't you can't lose to Rodolfo Vieira. You just can't do it. Minus 252. I love the odds. We don't have Bo Nickel at some stupid minus 2,000. This should be a clear win for Bo Nickel. Will I bet it? Probably, because I'm an idiot. 7 years age gap, 29 for Bo Nickel, 36 for Vieira. 3 inches of reach for Bo Nickel. I'm going Bo Nickel. And he's at MSG, bro. You're at MSG. You got to do it. You have to. We're going Bo Nickel by finish. KO submission. So I'm too scared to get some ground and pound shit. The main CAD. Here we go. Beneil Dariush. Benoit Saint-Denis. Destroyed my guy, Rufy. How dare you? Thank God I was in Florida. I could bet on strikes out there. So I put under strikes for BSD and hit a parlay. That saved my ass because my picks were horrible that night. And Beneil Dariush has the same hair as me, which means he's not a lock. We are going BSD, guys. Minus 190. I like the price tag, too. Could he get schooled? Kind of like, the old crafty vet Dustin Poirier did to him. I really think the staff had something to do with that. So I'm not too ashamed of BSD getting absolute slept, especially because I was on Dustin Poirier that night. Thank God. And Beneil Dariush had a good win against Moicano. Did get dropped round 1, came back and won it. We all know the story. I'm not going to yap about things we already know about. But BSD is just pretty terrifying. He's pretty terrifying. He obviously can't style on Dariush like he did against Rufy because just on the ground, it was just night and day. There was no chance of Rufy getting that at all, especially if it touched the canvas. But, striking-wise, I go BSD. On the ground, I go BSD. Just don't start it off with a body kick in the first second because people are onto you, bro. Just stop with the body kicks. First, second, glove touch, body kick. That's what got him screwed against Moicano. Moicano just like, I caught that shit. I am going Benoit Saint-Denis, guys. I'm going KO submission. Kind of wish this was a 5-rounder, but whatever. We're going BSD, ex-special military, French ops, whatever the hell he is. Bet the house. Next, Leon Edwards, Carlos Prates. One guy smokes cigarettes and one guy doesn't. Leon Edwards is getting knocked the fuck out. Again, wish this was a 5-rounder. That'd be so sick. It's just the speed of Prates, bro. The knees, the elbows, the fucking uppercuts. It's just, he's disgusting. My fear in this is we saw him not look the best in the first 3 rounds against Ian Gary. I've never yelled at a screen much more in my life than that night in round 5 when he was about to finish him, and then he just got on top of him. Never wanted to break a TV in my life until that day. So it does scare me. The fight IQ is questionable, just a very little bit amount, very small percentage of time. Sorry, I'm high. And Leon Edwards just sucks. It's that simple. I'm trying to be nice here, but Leon Edwards, this guy almost got starched by Nate Diaz in round 5. How do you do that? We all thought he was an absolute demon. Obviously, the headshot dead thing, but then came back and beat Usman in a decision. We were like, this guy is God. Then he beat Covington, not the best performance, but who doesn't beat Covington? And then the Bilal fight, we were all sick. Then the Sean Brady fight, we were all sick. Very questionable times in the fight where we could see his fight IQ, just like I said, Prates, round 5, Ian Gary. Like the odds, though, minus 190, plus 160. They're probably off a little bit. But I got to go with the Muay Thai demon that smokes and drinks. This guy's whole life is a party. He's probably partying as I'm talking right now. And it's just questionable stuff for Leon Edwards. Finishing ability, if Leon Edwards gets a finish in this fight, may God be with you. I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. But there's no way. All the finishing abilities on Carlos Prates. You know, could Leon win a boring point fighting 3-rounder, make MSG want to throw up? Yes. I would pray that Prates is ready for that. Because we all know it's coming. Why don't your coaches? This happens all the time. Well, Prates, too scared to predict the method of victory, though. Yeah, Prates by KO. Gets him against the fence. Bing, bing, bing. Dunzo. Next fight, Sean Brady, Michael Morales. Hate predicting this fight. Really hate this one. Same thing as before. One guy's a grappler, okay at striking. One guy's a striker. We don't know too much about his grappling. Yes, we've seen it in some fights. I believe we saw a little bit in, what was it, Jake Matheus. The Gilbert Burns fight, that was hard to watch because I love Gilbert Burns. You know, his wins aren't that crazy. Michael Morales' wins aren't that crazy. Neither is Sean Brady's, honestly. But Trevin Giles, Adam Fugit, Max Griffin, Jake Matheus, decent win. KO Neil Magny. Everyone can do that except fucking Mike Malott and Jake Matheus. Gilbert Burns KO'd him in round 1. Very hard to watch. And then we all know my infamous story of my $4 to win $900 to sweep the card. I had Gilbert Burns as my last leg when he fought Sean Brady. Very difficult stuff. Decent win for Sean Brady. Not decent. It was a good win. You know, ex-champion and Leon Edwards. I'll give it to you. But getting KO'd by Bilal Muhammad was not in my bingo card. That was 3 years ago. Holy shit, time flies. Beat Michael Chiesa, beat Kevin Gastelum. I don't even remember that shit. This guy is very inactive. 4 years, he's fought 5 times. Let's step it up, Sean Brady. Let's step it up here. I'm going, Interesting. There's a huge reach advantage for Michael Morales. 7 inches of reach. He's 6 years younger and 2 inches of height. Who has he fought that would grapple R-word him? Let's see if Jake Matheus got any takedowns on Michael Morales. Takedowns landed 0. How many significant strikes did Jake Matheus land? Michael Morales, significant strikes landed 57. All right. That didn't solve anything. I am going Sean Brady Man, he could get a sub, bro. I'm going Sean Brady decision. Sean Brady decision, but another coin flip. If you guys bet Michael Morales, I'm not mad at you. I completely get it. Here we go. Here we go. Co-main event for the belt. What weight class is this? 125. Valentina Shevchenko and my girl Weili. You already know the vibe. We're going Weili, boys and girls. Get ready. Everybody was on Tatiana Suarez. Look at her now. Get that shit out of here. We're going Weili. Shevchenko sucks. Sorry. Be respectful. I really hate Shevchenko's fighting style. Yes, she's a killer. She would destroy me in like 60 seconds. But she fights like a bouncing ball. You know when you bounce a ball, it's like the highest, then the medium, then the smallest. That's her. She's like, it drives me. I'm like already twitching thinking about it. It's like that scene in Dumb and Dumber when the cop drinks the piss and he's like, that's me when I'm watching these Valentina fights. I'm like, stop bouncing like that. I get it. It's a Muay Thai fighting style. I get it. It just drives me crazy. And she got the cornrows. She looks fucking hideous. Her forehead's giant. Oh my God. I'm going Weili. Let's talk about styles here. I think cardio-wise, I see Weili like a little Marab. I really do. That's the best comparison I can give it. It is scary her seeing getting head kicked by Rose. Shevchenko can obviously do that to her. I think on the ground and takedown ability, I got to give it to Weili. We've seen a lot of subs from Shevchenko, but Weili does a pretty good job. I don't want to call it stalling, but she kind of stalls in the ground. It doesn't really do much with the takedowns, but I don't see her locking in a sub, but I can see her getting to the ground and keeping it there for at least 2 minutes, rinsing and repeating. Striking-wise, it's a little scary because Shevchenko is an absolute killer. She has a gun tattooed on her. That's when you know you're dead serious. 3.5 inches of reach for Shevchenko. Obviously, Weili's going to be the smaller girl in there. Is a step up in weight class. I hate that she lost to Rose again. I wish that second Rose fight she beat her. And I'd be like, yes, this is easy. She fought Joanna in 2022. Where was I for that? Jesus Christ. A lot of decisions for Weili recently, too. Amanda Lemos, Yan Zanan, Tatiana Suarez. I kind of see it going the distance again, guys. I think finishing ability, unfortunately, might be on Shevchenko, even though she fights like a goddamn bouncy ball. But I'm going Weili. China needs a new Izzy. Plus 110, too, for Weili. This is just like last time against Tatiana Suarez. I can't be too confident because when she loses, I look like a piece of shit. But we're going Weili, guys. It's the real Jackie Chan right here. The main event of the evening at MSG, which I will not be attending because tickets are $800. Even at like $1,400, you literally can't see anything. It's mind-blowing. I could book a trip to next Montreal card. I could get tickets, go there, Airbnb, eat, maybe even get a hooker for the price of an MSG ticket. So I'll see you in Montreal, boys. JDM. God, this guy looks inbred. Holy shit, man. Fix your face. For the love of Jesus. Just grow your hair out or something, bro. You look like you're from the hills of eyes. Be respectful. This is hard. 5 years age gap. We'll start with that. 29 JDM, 34 for Islam. One guy's entering his prime. One guy's technically, according to statistics, exiting it. 2.5 inches of reach for JDM. Love that in a striking battle. I said on live stream, I'm going Weili and I'm going Islam. Guess what? I'm going JDM now. Let's get it. I like it, boys. What made me think about this was it was 2-2 going in the fifth for Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is not like the biggest guy. He's 5'8", obviously fights at 155. JDM is 5'11". And look at Islam and Volk, another smaller guy. Obviously he's fought guys his height. Oliveira, Moicano's his height too, I believe, as well. It's one of those fights, just like the ones I hate predicting. Striker, does he stuff the takedowns? Does the grappler get the takedowns? If Islam KOs JDM, I might just delete my channel, unless it's like ground and pound from a takedown. But it's submission for Islam or decision, or, KO decision for JDM. It really is a coin flip. I'm just scared it kind of looks like DDP and Chimaev. I'm scared I have like some sort of belief in JDM, and then we get a Chimaev where it just is not even close at all whatsoever. Significant strikes were close. Who got the 100% takedown accuracy? DDP. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go JDM. I'm pick flipping here. I would love to see a 2 for Hajab. Shout out my guy Hajab. He's got a plus like 2,200, 2,250 straight bet for JDM to be a champ at the end of the year. So that's not why I'm picking him, but that's a little sprinkle on top. That's the cherry. Let's get Hajab his 2-3 bands. Yeah, we're going JDM, guys. It's just, I was on Islam for the takedowns, for the submission ability. If Bilal can take you down, so can Islam. Yes, JDM was getting up from the takedowns from Bilal, but Bilal ain't Islam. The biggest thing here is the going up in weight for Islam. We don't know what he's going to look like at 170. And for that reason, I just feel like such a casual picking Islam, where if I pick him and he loses, I look like a dickhead. Everyone's like, you casual, you picked Islam. If I go with JDM a little bit and he loses, suck a dick. I don't know. Those are my picks, guys. We're going JDM. Does he get a finish? JDM KO. Let's get it. Let's see real quick. Nice ads. Ooh, she can get it. Let's see how many underdogs I picked here. Damn it. Chefe Mariscal is an underdog according to ESPN. That's a 1. I'm really surprised. Blanchfield is a minus 250. Wow. That might have been the only dog. Whaley, and we got JDM. I like it. I never pick fights based on odds. I just go through the fight in my head, see how I can see it playing out. That's how I pick fights. Sometimes I base it off dumbass shit. Like when Tracy Cortez cut her hair against Rose, I was like, bro, this is the easiest pick of my life. And started crying and shit. Never forget, Tracy Cortez got her eyelash knocked the fuck off. Bink. Thing went flying. Nasty. I don't know why I'm adding all this at the end. How do I get this full screen again? Yes. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. Drop a little like, sub. Tell me if you like the StreamYards layout. Eventually, I'll get this stupid logo out of here. We're just testing it out before we pay, before I sign my life away to StreamYards. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy. Good luck betting. We'll be back at one more point in this week. I'm going to do some more live streams and whatever. We'll figure it out. Get it. Don't regret it. That was on the fly. Peace.